Hi everybody, welcome back to Sid's Modded Life, episode 101, season 2 of course, with me Sid, and I did it. I made a decision. I have removed Galactic Space, which means that machine is now missing and my armour is now missing. So there's a couple of things we need to do. First things first, and it's going to involve me going in game mode C and getting a if I can spell tier right, tier 2, no, tier 4, tier 5, tier 7, come on, tier 2, tier 9. I've actually installed extra planets, which goes up to tier 10 in rockets, but I want a tier 2 rocket scheme. Oh god, it probably would have been easier if I'd have just gone in here, wouldn't it, and just done, come on, tier 2. Wow, look at that. Look at them. They're brilliant. I look forward to them. Tier 2. Rocket. Okay. And then / game mode S. And I could be next. Add a schematic. Bang. So now we've got the tier 2 rocket, and it's the standard tier 2 rocket recipe. And therefore the tier 3 rocket, when we get to that, will be the standard tier 3 rocket recipe, which will be cheaper. I mean, it's not going to be cheaper, and I could claim all of that back out. I don't know, it just seems a bit excessive to me. However, there is something we need to do now. We need a spacesuit, and if we were to look at space suits, we need a tier 1 spacesuit helmet, a tier 1 spacesuit chestplate, tier 1 spacesuit leggings, and a tier 1 spacesuit boots. Those start off with a aluminium frame for each of them out of the standard armor, and then we have to start making plates. Now I don't think any of this is going to be difficult, however the lack of aluminium over here is going to be awkward. So let us go over and see what we need to make that armor. Now I'm going to assume it's going to work much like the armor did that we had with Galactic Space, except of course it's going to have a much lower armor value. And where's my aluminium, please, thank you. I'd like a hang on, something not right here. Bottom, it's going to be shaped, I would imagine. Yeah, an unprepared, so that should be that, that should be that, and I'm going to guess that. Then we need to use that to, I'm not going to make an unprepared tier 2 one because we haven't got the necessaries for the tier 2 spacesuit, because that uses these armor layer, pressure layer, and radiation layer. The pressure layer is wool, and one of those with that. This wool cloth we're going to need a lot of, so let's make, I don't know, a stack of that should be more than adequate. And we are going to want, for the tier 1, we're going to want these pressure layers. Wow. You just, you know, so it's never ending. Okay, so we need six of these oxygen concentrators per layer, so that's 24 oxygen concentrators. I'm making a note here, so I'll need to go and make those. The armor layer is aluminium done like that, so we will want some aluminium. Aluminium, thank you. The radiation layer will want lead. Okay. Now I think we can almost certainly go ahead and make 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So that should be what's required in each. The armor layer, we need to do those, and the, what was the last thing? It was those, which still needs more of this wool cloth. Let me have a look at that. Don't know how much we got left. 25, 26, Make a little bit more. It is not like we're shy of wool. That should be more than adequate. Right, so I'll take some tin with me. And we've got the aluminium. So we should be good to get this spacesuit done. We've got all the gear oxygen-wise to do everything. And I don't think... If we have a look at the... Again, if we have a look at the Tier 2 version, it requires titanium ingots. And titanium we get from titanium ore. And titanium ore, I have no idea, but it's not... It's definitely going to be... Oh, we need... Wow. For an Orion drive. Cool. Yeah. We mine it there, and it's... I'm not entirely sure which planet we get titanium from, but it's certainly not Mars. That's Dash. So we need to make... do the lot. That will make, it's 2 per, so we need 8. That will make it. It should do us all right, I think, there. Right, so the last thing we need to do is start making these oxygen concentrators, which is going to be a bit of a pain, but again, we've got it all. We just need to make these things. So yeah, I'll be back in a moment once I've made those. Alright, it's been a while since we've been over to Olympus. I'm still crafting plates for that. That is taking a lot longer than I originally thought, but we do need to get our astral sorcery bag. I still have no idea where my cable bag went, so I think that's probably a goner. Astral sorcery tome. Let's go into here, and we wanted, I think, was it constellation where we got? No, I think it might have been research. We certainly, I think, attunement, that's where we got it, and the celestial gateway. So we need one of these. And obviously all the bits to go with it. So we are going to quickly have a... Hang on a second. Is that what? Oh yeah, perfect. Of course, I have no means of cooking it here. It doesn't matter, we've actually got plenty. So we want one of them, and we need the ground up version of those, which we go through. We can do it through that. Have I got one? I can't remember. I honestly can't remember. But we need four of the dust. 1, 2, 3, 4. Use us for that in a celestial altar are for nope. There we go. Couple of illumination powder, and we need some. Oh god. Couple of chiseled quartz, a rock crystal, and some lenses. So let's find a reasonably rubbish rock crystal. Don't want to waste a good one, even though we are doing a huge amount with this right now. That 158 looks to be about the worst. Don't know what those are like. Oh, there we go. Even worse. Right. Anyway, you've seen me do this before. I will get the bits and pieces together and get that crafted up. I don't need the grinder now, do I? That's right. Anyway, so we are going to be doing the old that, and then that, with that, and that, I think is the right one. Yes, so we just need the rock and the lenses, and that should be it. Alright, let me get that sorted, and I shall be back with you in a moment. Alright, I think that should be it. I've made the Celestial Gateway, so that's done and named it. So there's our tier 1. It's remotely charging, obviously. Tier 2, tier 1 leggings, and tier 1 thing. If we jump over here, we can pop all of this on and just see how snazzy this one looks. I think this is the basic one. It should be, yeah, that's the one we had in SevTech. And I like it. It looks okay. So we are good. The armor value is actually surprisingly high. I think I've got why is my armor value so damn high? I honestly don't know. Right, let's check our things. Oxygen tanks. Let's top off a fresh tank. It's not an issue, but let's keep it there anyway. We don't need to worry about the thermal layer. We can leave all of this over here. I have got a crate there with my important stuff in it, aka the gateway. Shall we go to Mars? Oh, and I while I was waiting, I finished off the height of the column. This is not finished, by the way. This is just finishing off that structure. There's a lot more detail and stuff to go into this, but I just feel that we should go to Mars. Got everything? Check, go. Yeah, let's see what Mars holds for us, shall we? In probably the most expensive rocket I've ever built, and the last time I'd ever build all that expensive. I think those recipes were largely ludicrous. When we get to tier 4 rockets, I think we need a newer launch pad, so that kind of goes in hand with whatever is at the tier 3 rocket will be where we get titanium, and I'm not entirely sure where that will be yet, but we'll find out. But I believe Mars is dash. Okay, and we have just crashed. I shall be back with you in a moment. Alright, I think we're working again. So if we go here, oh, I think I need to copy my space station dimension over. I'm not losing that work. Now, before anybody says anything, I have got a full backup of the system before I did any of this. So yeah, don't worry about that. We will address that one. So Jupiter is oh, you can't see the detail on this either. Right, I do need to sort out this particular space station issue, and that's the thing, and then I'll be right back. Alright, well, I've tried to reinstall and get myself back to where we were. I've got no idea what's happening with the space station. We'll have to check that later. I have got all the dimensions. It's not an issue. We've got all the region files. I can, as long as I can always go and copy those off, create a new space station and do stuff. That's not an issue. Let's head to Mars. And we are going to, it's a cool desert. It's apparently could be cold, so we may want to get back quickly. But let's launch. It's going to take us 13 hours to get there, so I'll be back in a while. No, it's fortunately the time effect is doing, and we don't need to do anything this time. We literally bounce in. Boing, boing. I actually should eat if I can while we bounce around. And we should be okay. So we're on Mars. We are in our. Are we in a space? Oh, hang on. Damn it! We're not in a spacesuit because I've just brought it back. Oh crap! I need to fix that quickly. Dash game mode. Let's see. It's because I'm looking around with the configs here that we are things. So let's have a look at space. Now we've got that back, we have actually got this. Oh god, hang on, we need to, and then it's not going to be charged, is it? I don't think. Or will it charge across dimensions? I don't know. Can we charge it? I don't think it needs the thing unless it's... I honestly don't know. Let's go into here and yeah, so this is what happens when you muck around with the game. You basically bugger everything up. So that gives us in there. Let us get into game mode S. We should have oxygen. We have, and we're not dying yet, which is a plus. Now we can get the rocket, we can get the launch pad. I'm not going to worry about the fuel because I ain't going to use it again. And that sun's going down. We need to get underground, and we need to get underground quick because it's going to get cold and we are going to start taking damage. This mountain here looks ideal. Looks like it's got things. Yeah, I should have checked, but the Mars requires... Oh, I'm going to need... I didn't bring a block of glass. That's a pain. But it does require a thermal suit for night time, and that would have been really, really useful to know at the time. I wish I had. Let me get this down here, and we'll pop this down, and we shall pop a oh man, pop a door down, because you know, when in Mars, what you really want more than anything in the world is a nice wooden door. We also want some glowstone so we can see what we're doing. Right, we're okay. We're not dying, which is always a bonus. So at this point we need to get our gateway, and then we can actually try and rectify things. I can also check what the state of my space station dimension is and hope I've not killed things too badly. Anyway, I will quickly dig this out, get the gateway down, and I'll be back with you in a mo. I'm running into troubles. I've got slowness too. I'm starting to take damage. I'm basically freezing to death, and we need to get off of this planet, and we need to do it soon. Luckily I am pretty tough when it comes to life points, so that's a thing. What I didn't think about was how far I'm going to have to dig up, and my visibility is severely compromised, so this is not good. We can pop that down in the middle. It's not going to work, obviously. Let's get some light on the situation, and then we can... man, this is... Oh, and we've got... I need to put some glass in here, but we'll go with whatever we can get for now. Right, let's get back down here and get the hell off this planet and get ourselves... Come on. The moon, I'll take it. Right, we're safely back. That's the end. Olympus, Mars. That's Leo, but we'll go home. Oh man, that was... Oh, why do these dimensions all catch me out so badly? Anyway, we're back. We're back home. We're safe, and hopefully, if I manage to do it, we've not lost any of the progress here. I have lost the machines. We're still in galactic space, but which means that we should still be seeing. Now we have got the tier 2 rocket. Oh no, we haven't got. We've only got those. I wonder. I just wonder how much I've buggered up the save here, but you know what? We'll find out, won't we? Because that's the thing. However, we need to make the thermal layer if we're going to go and do anything at Mars. That is a definite thing. This is quite a nice coloured stone, though, and regolith. It's got to be said. We've got the rocket. So let me just sort myself out and I'll be back in a sec. Alright, well this is simple enough. We need to make this thermal padding, which is really simple. It is wool and things, so we need 24 of those. Oh, hang on, let's try a different colour, shall we? There we go, that'll do the trick. And we need to do that one and that one, that one and that one. None of this is charged, so we need to charge this up. We need to also check that the space station exists, even though it's not showing on the map. If that exists, I'll be happy, because that's I can work my way around any issues with the mods. And Galacticraft and its ilk are odd mods. They can be somewhat glitchy. Oh, nearly. Oh well. Yeah, they can be somewhat glitchy, especially when you let me go and bugger around with them. Sure, we need to get these charged up for starters, and that shouldn't take too long. We also need to wear our thermal layer. Oh look, we look very splendid in all of that. Yeah, and then we've got, oh yeah, we've got the actual suit charging in here, haven't we? So there we go, we'll be good. Let me charge this up. We'll leave the rocket here because we don't actually need that with us. Neither do we need the launch pad, and I shall be back in a mo again. Alright, we should be good. We've got that charged. We've got a piece of glass. I actually had a shulker box full of glass. I should just use my faith plate if I'm going for this, shouldn't I? Whee! Wow, that was a good launch actually. So there's Leo, there's Olympus, Witch Hut, the Moon, the End, Mars. Oh, we weren't going there. We were going to go and try Leo first, weren't we? Still here. Hey, hey, hey. That's good. Okay, I can relax a bit about that now. So, and then what I need to find is Mars, because we're going to head back there. And we are going to, for starters, place that about there maybe. And then we need to do the usual and dig out the space for the sphere, because obviously we can't see all of our destinations this way. I don't know what time it is. Is it? It appears to be daytime. So we can just have a quick scout around. There's a creeper. We're still getting meteors on the moon, on the Mars, which is useful to know. And that is a fallen meteor, which will make... Alright, so that's handy to know that this place does the same. Apart from that, it is looking very similar to what we are familiar with. So let me just get this sorted out and I shall be back in a second. Alright, well, that is it. We've dug out the space. I think if we hit F7, there's a little bit of lighting issues there and there, but that's easily fixed. We can just pop in and do that. There and there. So we've got a meteor. We've got the various things. I was just going to go and top off my oxygen canister, because that one's getting a little bit low. This is all fine. and we'll send that back to Earth to be refilled, because that's the thing. And it looks to me to be night time out there. This is the same mobs as before. Fortunately, night time on Mars is a lot shorter, so we should be good to just wait it out. And then we can go and have a little explore around the place. I suppose the other thing we should do is go new, and it's Mars home in purple, because so that is that. We have a location marked on the mini-map, and we are now just waiting for the sun to rise, and dead. Oh, creeper. Probably wasn't wise to go looking at that Enderman, actually. Hello. I don't know what time. I don't know how long it's going to take before the sun rises. Let's just go up and have a look, shall we? Got a nice big beacon anyway, and we are reasonably clear, but at least we're not dying. There's a broken texture for something. I have no idea what it is. Is that supposed to be one of the moons, I wonder? But yeah, well, that's a meteor there. They're actually, meteors are dead easy to spot because the craters are interesting colours. So yeah, we're waiting on the sun to rise at the moment, and then we can go and explore a little. So I'll wait for that to happen. Be back in a second. Sunrise on Mars. I don't know whether it makes a good screenshot or not, but I'm going to have a shot of it anyway, just to be on the safe side. And we're now just waiting for it to rise properly so we can see what's going on. We've got kind of a mirror. Oh, hello. Cids. Nope. Let's not go annoying the local Enderman, shall we? So we should hopefully... Wow, that looks weird. We should be good. I brought some rockets with me, so we should be good to go and have a look. Now I think there's a creeper there, so he needs to go. I've been practicing my range on the on Mars. It's a slightly different proposition, but yeah, we get him. Now he's burning up. Well, I was going to put him out of his misery, but and you definitely need to die. Thank you. Right, let's go and have a quick peek around down here, because I saw, I'm not entirely sure where I saw that. Stop teleporting into where I'm looking. I definitely saw a meteor crater somewhere. There it is. And there is a friend who we don't want to play with. And there's a meteor. We'll have it because we're going to need more. Whether we have, well, I'm going to carefully phrase this. It's entirely possible. That's a slimeling egg. Once cracked with the player's bare hands, will soon hatch into a pet. So we'll take that because I want a slimeling. I never knew I wanted a slimeling until I got told that they existed. That looks like a slimeling egg as well. What we don't have right now is any idea of the location of any dungeons or Mars villages, if they exist. So that is a thing. Now we've got a couple of slimeling eggs, we've got some meteors, so that's always a bonus. Let us head south. and see what we can find. Lots of slimeling eggs. Lots of sliming eggs. Though, if I remember rightly, slimelings were quite weird as well, but let's just rotate round a wee bit and try. Now there will be a Mars dungeon on here somewhere. All we need to do is find it. So a lighter flight in Mars seems reasonable. Certainly more reasonable than doing it on the moon with no atmosphere. They shouldn't even work, but they do, so who are we to complain, eh? And dash is something we could... there's our lander. Let's try this direction a bit now. But it's very barren. Now what I've not noticed on the terrain generation is anything that looks like a canal, which is a shame. Because of course, hang on. Hang on a second, I see a Mars dungeon. New Mars dungeon. I'm not sure how long I've been playing. I'm going to check and then I'll be back. Alright, I have been over time. I'm over time for definite. We'll head down and just have a little peek at this. This doesn't look dangerous at all, does it? Dash. Now this is... that's iron, but that's the stuff we're going to need a hell of a lot of. So yeah, we're kind of laughing on many cylinders at the moment. The only issue I have is I'm still stuck with galaxy space, which means that I'm going to be making tier 3 rockets the same way as I made the tier 2. Now, I don't mind doing it, it's just a grind. And because it's a grind, oh, here we go. Because it's a grind, it's less enjoyable. This is a simple fact. And I think I'm on record of saying, you know, I think using grind as a mechanic to gate things, for me, is poor design. And if you imagine, you know, we're going to need all of those meteoric iron again, and dash to make, oh, let's have a look. Very quickly. Tier 3. So a tier 3 rocket is that way, or this way. Now this way it requires what, 10 heavy duty plates plus some more heavy duty plates. Titanium, how the hell you get titanium? I don't think you get that until you get out to the... can you get out to the asteroid belt on a tier 3? On a tier 2? I didn't think you could, but I'll have to find out. But it requires a lot more material, and if I had to go through collecting all of the same material that we collected for the tier 2 and then do it again for the tier 3, plus all the stuff that's required for tier 3, I think the word screaming abdabs would be somewhat appropriate. Let's... am I not stood on the thingy properly? Yeah, there we go. So anyway, the good news is we've gone to Mars. I'm not 100% certain of the best way to cope with the galactic space thing, but clearly removing it is not an easy solution, so that's something to bear in mind. But until next time, thank you very much for watching, guys, and I will see you soon, and bye for now.